They're off. Along the inside for the lead goes Royal Mark on the outside, driving up second into the turn. That's Nifty Nancy with Robert E. Momentum third. Paratrick is fourth with Key Doss pacing fifth. In sixth, HB Rorty racing in seventh. That's Corky Stardust. Acacia Boy is eighth, trailing the field, the Lodo King. They go over to the quarter-mile pole on the front end. The leader by 2 open lengths as they go into the 3/8 pole is Royal Mark on the outside. Key Doss moves up to challenge second. Racing in third after 3/8 of a mile comes Nifty Nancy on the outside, fourth to the half-mile pole. That's Paratrick. Coming on to be fifth is Corky Stardust. The leader by a head into the half-mile is Royal Mark. On the outside, Key Doss, the challenger second, the half-mile, 1 minute and 3/5. Into the 3/4, Key Doss leads. Royal Mark along the rail second. Racing in third is Paratrick. In fourth to the 3/4 goes Nifty Nancy. Corky Stardust is fifth. Racing sixth along the rail, that's Robert E. Momentum. In seventh to the upper turn. On the outside of horses goes Lodo King. 3/4, 1:30 and 4/5. Key Doss on a short lead. Along the rail, racing in second is Royal Mark. In third is Paratrick. In the lane, that's Key Doss taking the lead. On the outside, Paratrick racing second. In third through the lane is Corky Stardust. That's Key Doss on the outside. Gaining ground is Paratrick. The judges will examine the turn. They're off. That's Pockets of Gold for the early lead. Along the inside, Perfect Colt with Jake's Jamie. Getting off fourth as they race into the first turn was Burr's Bambino with PJ Bucks. And around the turn, Pockets of Gold leads by 2 lengths. Racing in second position, Perfect Colt. Jake's Jamie is third. Burr's Bambino fourth. PJ Bucks racing fifth. In sixth is Perfect Skippy. In seventh, Brilliant Egyptian. The Mohawk Charmer is eighth, trailing the field. Ready Rosie, they go over to the 3/8 pole. The leader by 2 lengths now is Pockets of Gold. Racing in second to the half-mile mark comes Perfect Colt. PJ Bucks moves up on the outside. Third, Jake's Jamie is fourth. Racing into fifth, round the turn goes Perfect Skippy. In sixth to the half-mile mark. That's Burr's Bambino. They move off the half-mile in 1-3. It's Pockets of Gold, the leader on the outside. The challenger second is PJ Bucks racing third to the 3/4 on the rail. Perfect Colt, Perfect Skippy is fourth. In fifth on the rail, Jake's Jamie racing in sixth position. Brilliant Egyptian. They go to the 3/4. Staying out there is Pockets of Gold. PJ Bucks racing second. Perfect Skippy is third, racing in fourth, round the turn. On the rail is Perfect Colt. They turn for home. The leader is Pockets of Gold by 4 lengths. That's Perfect Skippy moving up to be second. Racing in third in the lane comes PJ Bucks. Pockets of Gold, the leader by 7 lengths. On the turn. They're off. That's Joe Anderson and Dave Stadoff stride at the start. Once again, down to the quarter they go on the outside. That's Cobra Star taking the lead. Moving up second is Lund. Along the rail third goes Flaky Jake in fourth position. Early Attack. They go over to the quarter-mile pole on the front end. That's Lund taking the lead. Cobra Star is second. In third position. Flaky Jake Early Attack is fourth. The quarter 29 3/5. The new leader is Lund. Racing in second position. Cobra Star. In third is Flaky Jake. That's Early Attack fourth. In fifth is Flying Dare. He drives from fifth on the outside. Tulsa Sting is sixth. In seventh, Malaluka. Trailing the field is Joe Anderson. They go into the half mile up on the outside. Early Attack to challenge Lund for the lead. They go off the half mile mark in 1 2/5. That's Early Attack ahead. Lund along the inside second. Flying Dare third, racing fourth. Cobra Star in fifth to the 3/4 goes Flaky Jake. Racing in sixth is Malaluka. Into the 3/4 they go. On the front end, Lund 3/4 of a length. On the outside, the challenger is Early Attack. Flying Dare right there third. Racing in fourth position on the wood comes Cobra Star with Flaky Jake fifth. They turn for home. On the front end, Lund's on a short lead. That's Flying Dare closing on the outside. It's Lund, the leader. Flying Dare out there second. Racing in third. In the lane is Early Attack. Lund on the inside. Flying Dare gets the lead. That's Flying Dare. Number 6, Flying Dare, is the unofficial winner. 1. They're off. Fine start with 5 horses driving out towards the inside. That's Corky's Rorty. Ideally Made came away on the wood. Between horses, Bingo with Shed on Shadow. And Shed on Shadow clears and takes a 2-length lead. Racing in second to the quarter-mile, Ideally Made down on the inside third. That's Meadow Rainbow. Bingo hung out there fourth. Racing in fifth as they go to the quarter-mile pole on the rail. That's Ideal Rorty. Racing in sixth position on the front stretch. Corky's Rorty in seventh, J.C. Perry. And Corky's Rorty is rough-gated now. Marengo Prince is eighth, and trailing the field, that's G. Scott Valiant. They swing round the turn. Shed on Shadow leads by 2 lengths. Ideally Made is second, Meadow Rainbow third. Ideal Rorty fourth. Dropping back is Bingo fifth. J.C. Perry is sixth. Racing up seventh comes Marengo Prince. They go to the 3/4. Shed on Shadow keeps a 2-length advantage. Racing in second position. That's Ideally Made. Meadow Rainbow is third. Ideal Rorty out there fourth. In fifth to the upper turn goes Bingo. Into the 3/4. Shed on Shadow leads by 2. Ideally Made racing second. Ideal Rorty is third. On the inside, Meadow Rainbow is fourth. Racing in fifth. That's J.C. Perry in the lane. Shed on Shadow leads by 4 lengths. Racing in second position. Ideally Made on the outside. J.C. Perry is third. That's Shed on Shadow. Number 6, Shed on Shadow is in.
Off. That's Wrangler along the inside. Lightning Henry away second. Getting off third round that first turn is Falcon's Arch. Then it's Gold Dust Low Bell 3 lengths back and fourth. Into fifth is Falcon Adios. Express Mail pacing sixth round the turn. And into the stretch for the first time, Lightning Henry's got the top, but Falcon's Arch out of third going up to take the lead now. That's Falcon's Arch with an early move in front by 2.5. Off the quarter, 29-2. By the stands the first time, Falcon's Arch leads by 3. Lightning Henry is second a length. Wrangler is third by 4. Gold Dust Low Bell is fourth. Falcon Adios on the move in fifth. Express Mail is sixth. Tamudu Lad on the outside in seventh. Guantanamera at the rail in eighth. Mount Tabor has the field in view. They go by the half in 58-4. Along the mid-back stretch, that's Falcon's Arch in front by 3. Lightning Henry pacing second. Falcon Adios has reached third on the outside ahead. Wrangler is at the rail fourth. Express Mail coming on fifth. Gold Dust Low Bell is sixth to the turn. Tamudu Lad is seventh. Into the 3/4 on the front end, it's Falcon's Arch leading by length and 3/4. In second position on the turn is Falcon Adios. Lightning Henry is third as they turn for the money. 3/4 time, 128-3. It's Falcon Arch under a drive. Falcon Adios alongside second. Wrangler shakes free now and closing on the outside. That's Wrangler on the outside taking the lead with Guantanamera flying on the outside. That's Wrangler and Guantanamera heads apart.
They're off. That's Lake Hills Grandpa for the early lead. Kathmandu between horses. On the outside as they race for position goes the Light Opera, and around the turn Light Opera takes the lead. Merger's Cousin hung out there second, racing third. Lake Hills Grandpa. Kathmandu is fourth. Native Leader is fifth. Racing in sixth as they go to the quarter-mile pole, the Granville Whitey. They go off the quarter, 29 and a tick. The new leader now is Merger's Cousin. The Light Opera racing second. In third position, Lake Hills Grandpa. In fourth as they go to the clubhouse turn, that's Kathmandu. Native Leader is fifth. Racing on the outside, sixth to the half-mile, goes the Granville Whitey. They swing round the turn, go into the half-mile. On the front end, Merger's Cousin shows the way by 2 lengths. Racing in second to the 3/4, the Light Opera in third along the rail. That's Lake Hills Grandpa on the outside, racing fourth to the corner. As they go to the 3/4, comes Kathmandu. Into the 3/4 they go. The leader by 3 lengths is Merger's Cousin. Light Opera racing second. Kathmandu now gains ground third. They go off the 3/4 mile pole in 1:29. Merger's Cousin out there by 4 open lengths. Racing in second is Kathmandu in third through the stretch. On the outside is Granville Whitey with Native Leader fourth. It's Merger's Cousin, the leader. Closing ground is Native Leader, Merger's Cousin. They're off. Along the inside, that's Buck 380 for the early lead. Coming away second as they look for position into the turn goes DK Bird, and around the turn they go. The early leader by a length now is Buck 380. Racing on the outside, DK Bird, Clever Charm, protects the rail third. Racing in fourth as they go to the 1/4 mile pole. That's Dandy Donut, the 1/4 in 28 seconds. On the outside, DK Bird along the rail. Buck 380 racing in third is Clever Charm. In fourth to the half-mile marker goes Dandy Donut, racing in fifth. Rush Creek Rick Surrender is sixth, racing in seventh. Round the turn, Dice 6. They go by the half. That's Buck 380 on the outside, under pressure to get the lead. Racing second to the 3/4 is Clever Charm, along the rail third. That's DK Bird. The leader is Buck 380. Racing on the outside, Clever Charm now second. In third to the upper turn goes DK Bird. Dandy Donut is fourth. Racing in fifth is Rush Creek Rick. They go to the upper turn on a short lead round the turn. That's Buck 380 racing in second to the 3/4 on the inside. Clever Charm on the outside. Rush Creek Rick moves up third. They're in the lane. Buck 380's under a drive. That's Rush Creek Rick on the outside, closing ground. That's Rush Creek Rick on the outside, Clever Charm between horses. That's Rush Creek Rick. Turn. They're off. That's Cleverness for the early lead. Down along the inside, coming away well into that first turn, goes Radiant Jubilee on the outside. Step a Tune, and it's Cleverness leading. Step a Tune challenging second. Racing in third as they swing over to the 1/4. Radiant Jubilee in fourth in the stretch the first time. She's a Player, and taking the lead now is Step Attune, the quarter, 28 3/5. The leader is Step Attune by 2. In second, Cleverness Racing third. Radiant Jubilee in fourth is She's a Player. In fifth, She'll Be Perfect. That's Shanley Star sixth. Racing seventh, Royal Reverie with She'll Be Believin', and Shanley Star make that Foxy Socialite last as they go to the half-mile pole. Step Attune leads up on the outside. She's a Player to be second. Racing in third to the 3/4 goes Cleverness. The leader is Step Attune on the outside. She's a Player is second. Cleverness Racing third. She'll Be Perfect is fourth. Radiant Jubilee fifth. In sixth to the 3/4. Shanley Star, they go to the turn. It's Step Attune, 3/4 of a length. She's a Player coming on again. Cleverness is third. Racing in fourth is She'll Be Perfect. Racing fifth round the turn comes Shanley Star. They're in the lane. The leader is Step Attune. Step Attune leads on the outside, closing ground. Second through the lane is She'll Be Perfect. Cleverness is third. It's Step Attune leading. That's Cleverness on the outside, closing. Step Attune, Cleverness coming on with Radiant Jubilee. The judges will examine a photograph of the finish before posting. They're off. Along the inside for the early lead goes Wave Damage with Lumber Leon. On the outside third as they race for position. Another Colt, and around the turn they go. That's Lumber Leon taking the lead. Another Colt moves up sharply second. Racing in third is Wave Damage. Embark is fourth. See You Again fifth. They go off the quarter-mile pole. 28 2/5. They're flying. The leader by 2 lengths is another Colt. Lumber Leon is second. Wave Damage third. Lumber Leon doesn't want that hole. He wants the lead. It's another Colt leading. Lumber Leon goes back to the inside second. Racing in third round the turn is Wave Damage in fourth position to the half-mile juncture. Embark racing in fifth along the rail. That's See You Again on the outside. Sixth comes Inca Gold. The leader is another Colt, a length and a half. Lumber Leon is second. Wave Damage third. In fourth, Embark. Racing fifth to the 3/4. Inca Gold along the rail sixth. See You Again in seventh. To the upper turn comes Phillips Council. The leader is another Colt, a length, and the outside Embark is second. Lumber Leon third. Wave Damage is fourth. It's another Colt holding firm, a length. Embark racing second. Down along the rail, Lumber Leon third with Wave Damage fourth. Another Colt, the leader on the outside. Wave Damage moves up second. Racing along the rail third in the lane. That's another Colt, the leader. Number 8, another Colt, is the unofficial winner.